It got worse today.
Yes,
It
teacher.
got worse. Okay, this is how we say that. Let me put. All right, we say it got worse today.
Okay. I've got boards today. Yes, teacher.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Are you taking any medicine?
Yes, teacher. Loratadina and Eucalypt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Eucalypt.
decongestants, right? Only to decongest your nose.
No, no, no. Uh,
Oh,
Congestion, no.
loratadina is for the symptoms.
Uh, for allergia.
Oh, for an allergy. All right. Okay. All right. Wow. I thought it was only Coatzacoalcos, but this morning a coworker told me that they're having the same problem in Veracruz City and probably in Mexico City is too, right? It's the same virus that is going around.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Okay. What about Angel? Are you okay, Angel, or do you still have the flu too?
I'm okay, teacher.
You're okay, excellent. You're in Paraíso, Tabasco.
Perfect. Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
I'm here in Paraíso.
Great. So let's go to Paraíso. Not not a good idea. Yeah. Actually, yesterday I used my nebulizer. I put some salty liquid. It's called like salty. Yeah, it's some kind of salty thing, and I put the nebulizer to clear up my nose because I had a little difficulty breathing. So the nebulizer would help me with the salty solution. Salty solution. That's what we have. You get it at the drugstore, the pharmacy. You put it in the nebulizer, then you put it there, and it clears up your nose. It clears up your nose. So maybe it's because of the season too, right? It's been raining, it's hot, it's cool, it's cold, and then back hot again. So all these changes in temperature makes it hard to stay healthy. But fortunately, it's only a cold for most people, a cold, not COVID or something like that. Yeah. Healthy situations is also one of the difficulties of urban cities, because we go to work and we get in contact with other people, and as we get in contact, we get in touch with other people, the germs might spread quickly. We touch handrails, when we are going to the subway or you're taking the bus, you touch areas and other people come and touch the same area, they get the germs in their hands, so they probably clean their faces, they touch their faces, and they get contaminated by these germs. Okay, that's one, like I was telling you, one of these things that we refer as urban issues, like dirty streets, high unemployment, noise pollution, overpopulation, in public safety, traffic congestion, unaffordable housing, water shortage, and now we can also add like health issues. All right, that's really a problem in big cities, health issues. If not, we should just go to the IMSS hospital and you will see how many people are visiting the hospital. A lot of people, especially these days. Yeah, and it's coming in. Okay, so regarding by talking about these issues, this one here. Hello, Anna. Welcome to class. Like I said, streets. Oh, Anna's using an. Anna. So wait, I'm going to. Oh, I heard a double connection with Anna. Oh, that's funny. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Hi. Are you okay today, Anna? Or do
Yeah,
you
teacher.
Do you have the flu?
No.
No. Okay. Right.
How
Thank you.
how do you feel today, teacher?
I feel a little better today. I have to say a little better because I haven't had a temperature today, or I haven't had a temperature. So that makes it better. Thank you for asking. All right. So remember we checked this the other day. So I'm just referring to this because we need the vocabulary because we're going to listen to some people talk about urban issues. Okay, so let me move forward. I gotta clear this and let's move forward. After we check the vocabulary, we completed this exercise. You remember this? We actually mentioned that the United Nations predicts the urban of people. Okay, we mentioned that this was over population. That's the topic. And then we went to the next one. In 3 years period, the rain will cause the main reservoir of Cape Town in South Africa to decrease in size by 75%. We said that this is about water shortage, right? Then the next one, number 4, that's the every 30 minutes rush hour trip in Bulgaria, India takes drivers, etc., etc., etc. We said that this is traffic congestion. I have a nose congestion, by the way, congestion. So in the United States, home prices. So this was about on affordable housing. Then the next one, experts say that garbage-free streets. Okay, we then talked about here dirty streets. Next one, 1/3 of US workers might be jobless by the year 2030 because of automation. So we talked about unemployment, right? Employment. Right there, we talked about Europe, the most harmful sound level, and this is about noise pollution, right? So they were talking about different topics here, and these are the topics that we're talking about. So from the previous list, we can see is public safety, overpopulation. There's a name missing there. Overpopulation. Excuse me, would you give me just 1 minute, please? Just 1 minute. Okay, so I was just telling you. All right, traffic congestion is the next one, or a shortage on affordable housing, there is streets, unemployment, and noise pollution. All right, so why is this information important? Because now we're gonna deal with some listening exercise. Listening. Use context clues. These are like ideas you can have, like, oh, maybe they're talking about this, they're talking about this, or they're talking about that. So you get some minor piece of information that can help you understand the whole picture. So listen to the first part of the lecture. A lecture is when a person comes to your company, a person comes to your university or school, and he speaks or she speaks about some scientific important topic, right? Describe this. What do you think it's going to be about? So this is going to be like only one part, the first part of the lecture, right? It's not the complete lecture. So what are they going to talk about next? Because the information is not there. Are they going to talk about light pollution? What is light pollution? Or light bulbs? What is light bulbs? Stars? Are they going to talk about public safety? Okay, public safety is one of the concepts we refer to. Stars, which mean the stars in the sky, in heaven. Not sky, sorry. Light bulbs, these are the ones we have in the house to illuminate our rooms in the house, light bulbs. Or light pollution, which is related to light bulbs, you know, LED light bulbs or traditional light bulbs. This is light pollution. Remember the old lamps? Okay, the long lamps, the circular lamps. So there's kind of light pollution. So let's listen and let's see with the idea.
Playing from desktop S1P81.
With the idea what they are talking about. Here we go.
In most situations, light bulbs help us see. But when it comes to looking at the night sky, they also create a kind of pollution. Light bulbs are thieves, and they have stolen the night. Light looks beautiful as it dances across the sky. But too much light blocks our view of the stars in the sky. Outside of the city, we can see about 2,500 stars in the night sky without using any special equipment. But because of light pollution in the city, we actually see just 200 to 300 from today's suburbs and fewer than a dozen from a large city.
Wow. I think we should listen again, please.
In most situations, light bulbs help us see. But when it comes to looking at the night sky, they also create a kind of pollution. Light bulbs are thieves, and they have stolen the night. Light looks beautiful as it dances across the sky. But too much light blocks our view of the stars in the sky. Outside of the city, we can see about 2,500 stars in the night sky without using any special equipment. But because of light pollution in the city, we actually see just 200 to 300 from today's suburbs and fewer than a dozen from a large city.
Okay. So which of the 4 topics suggested do you think the lecturer is the person the lecturer is going to talk about next? What is your idea? What is your guess?
Pollution.
Yes, Anna?
Light pollution.
Okay, I'm gonna go for light pollution. What about Efrain and Angel? Do you agree with Anna?
Yes, teacher, I agree.
Okay,
Yes, teacher.
yes, yes. And actually, it's light pollution they're going to talk about, I think. You know why? Because the lecturer, okay, a lecture is that conference, right? And the person that dictates or narrates this is the lecturer with the R, final R at the end. So the lecturer talks about the fact that every night in big cities, it's almost impossible to see the stars in the sky because the light blocks our sight from seeing the stars. Normally, with no lights, like the small communities like say Jaltipan, Guayapan, in Hidalgo-Titlan, you will probably see more stars in the sky at night. But in big cities like Coatzacoalcos, we only see a few stars because the light pollutes the environment. That's what they talk about. Okay, so I agree because that's the first part of the lecture. Now we're going to listen, identify key details, important details that are, you know, the ones that can give us a very precise description. Why does the speaker mention these things? Write down keywords you hear. So I would suggest that if you have a piece of paper, a sheet of paper next to you, you can write down, or even if you like to write on your cell phone or your computer, you can just, you know, write a few words. What words can you understand? All right. So write the words when they talk about stars. Write the words that they mention about birds. Write the words that she mentions about street lights, and write the words that she mentions about light bulbs or focus de la casa. Okay. So what words can you hear? Oh, by the way, there's a word bank here. Suburb is an area outside the center of the city where people live. That would be like La Pancho Villa, maybe, like El Tesoro, or maybe Balcones del Mar. So that's, outside the city in a way. So here we go. Let's get ready to catch some keywords, important words there. Listen, please. Hey, what's wrong? Nothing is coming on? Wait. That's strange.
Polution. Light bulbs are thieves. In most situations, light bulbs help us see. But when it comes to looking at the night sky, they also create a kind of pollution. Light bulbs are thieves, and they have stolen the night. Light looks beautiful as it dances across the sky, but too much light blocks our view of the stars in the sky. Outside of the city, we can see about 2,500 stars in the night sky without using any special equipment. But because of light pollution in the city, we actually see just 200 to 300 from today's suburbs and fewer than a dozen from a large city. Light pollution affects more than our view of the sky. Research shows that lots of nighttime light can hurt wildlife. Birds that fly over cities at night sometimes have accidents because they get confused by all of the bright lights. Sea turtles sometimes can't make their nests because the beaches are too brightly lit. Too much light at night may be bad for human health too. We live in cities that never sleep. Bright streetlights shine in our windows. We stay up late looking at bright computer screens. All of this light at night can make it difficult for us to fall asleep and stay asleep. Poor sleep patterns may lead to health problems later on. Cities are working on reducing their light pollution by turning off any unnecessary lights. Fewer lights means less light pollution. They're trying to use new light bulbs that aren't as bright. Street lights are pointed at the ground so that the light goes down where it is needed rather than up into the sky. Some cities have even passed laws that limit the amount of light you can shine at night.
Wow, so interesting. And because that's very interesting, we're going to listen again. Please catch as many words as you can. All the words are important. So here we go again.
In most situations, light bulbs help us see. But when it comes to looking at the night sky, they also create a kind of pollution. Light bulbs are thieves, and they have stolen the night. Light looks beautiful as it dances across the sky, but too much light blocks our view of the stars in the sky. Outside of the city, we can see about 2,500 stars in the night sky without using any special equipment. But because of light pollution in the city, we actually see just 200 to 300 from today's suburbs and fewer than a dozen from a large city. Light pollution affects more than our view of the sky. Research shows that lots of nighttime light can hurt wildlife. Birds that fly over cities at night sometimes have accidents because they get confused by all of the bright lights. Sea turtles sometimes can't make their nests because the beaches are too brightly lit. Too much light at night may be bad for human health too. We live in cities that never sleep. Bright streetlights shine in our windows. We stay up late looking at bright computer screens. All of this light at night can make it difficult for us to fall asleep and stay asleep. Poor sleep patterns may lead to health problems later on. Cities are working on reducing their light pollution by turning off any unnecessary lights. Fewer lights means less light pollution. They're trying to use new light bulbs that aren't as bright. Street lights are pointed at the ground so that the light goes down where it is needed rather than up into the sky. Some cities have even passed laws that limit the amount of light you can shine at night.
Okay, perfect. Now, the next step is that you should share the information about each of the items that this lecturer mentioned: stars, birds, street lights, and new light bulbs. All right, how are you going to do that? I'm going to give you some private space so you, Anna, Efrain, and Angel, you can share information you heard. And while you're there, in minute number 3, I'm going to play the recording again so you can have a new refreshment of the information, okay? And then you can confirm the information. After 6 minutes approximately, I'm going to bring you back, and you guys, either one or the 3 of you, can tell me about what you understand about the stars, what you understand about the birds and the street lights and the night bulbs, okay? So this is your space. Do you have any questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, so let's discuss that. Let's share. I mean, whatever you heard, just enjoy it. It's not an exam. It's just, you know, to share. So let's do it.
In most situations, light bulbs help us see. But when it comes to looking at the night sky, they also create a kind of pollution. Light bulbs are thieves, and they have stolen the night. Light looks beautiful as it dances across the sky, but too much light blocks our view of the stars in the sky. Outside of the city, we can see about 2,500 stars in the night sky without using any special equipment. But because of light pollution in the city, we actually see just 200 to 300 from today's suburbs and fewer than a dozen from a large city. Light pollution affects more than our view of the sky. Research shows that lots of nighttime light can hurt wildlife. Birds that fly over cities at night sometimes have accidents because they get confused by all of the bright lights. Sea turtles sometimes can't make their nests because the beaches are too brightly lit. Too much light at night may be bad for human health too. We live in cities that never sleep. Bright street lights shine in our windows. We stay up late looking at bright computer screens. All of this light at night can make it difficult for us to fall asleep and stay asleep. Poor sleep patterns may lead to health problems later on. Cities are working on reducing their light pollution by turning off any unnecessary lights. Fewer lights means less light pollution. They're trying to use new light bulbs that aren't as bright. Street lights are pointed at the ground so that the light goes down where it is needed rather than up into the sky. Some cities have even passed laws that limit the amount of light you can shine at night.
Okay, you have about 2 or 3 more minutes, so you can continue discussing what they say about what she says actually about each of the items. Okay, 2 to 3 more minutes. Okay. I heard something. So what did you hear about stars? How many stars can you see at night outside the city? Or what information did you hear about stars? Anyone can help me please with that so I can write something.
Maybe the stars are not seen because there are many lines, other lines.
Yeah, all right, that's very right. Yeah,
The stars are not seen.
the stars, yes, stars.
Teacher, that is a light pollution?
Yeah. Yeah, because there is, sorry, there is too much light pollution, right? There are too many lamps. I need to shorten this to 18 so it can fit in there. Yeah, so that has to do with light pollution. Oh my God. No. All right, gotta be patient with this thing. All right, start all over again. Okay, starts. When we talk generally, we do not use the, this is, you know, like some recommendation for all of you. When we do the, that we're limiting, but we will say starts, that would be generally any start, right? Are not seen. Because I'm gonna shorten this because of light pollution in the cities. Yeah, that's the way we can put it. Okay, any other information about stars? No? What about birds? What do you hear about birds? Anyone can participate. Any information about birds? Whatever you heard can be, I mean, it's important, whatever you heard.
Maybe by urbanization, disagree birds.
Disagree birds?
Decreasing.
Okay, oh, decrease birds.
Decrease, disminuye.
Oh, okay, yes, in a way it's true, yes, but it is not really connected with the light idea, the light pollution idea. They said something about light and birds. Something about illumination and birds.
Confused.
Exactly, yeah.
They confuse.
That's right. We call it too much light at night. Confuse birds. Okay, so they confuse birds. Even some of them have accidents. They crash against the light bulbs in the streets. They might die. They may get hurt, right? So
Yes.
yeah, absolutely, and that happens very often. Yeah. Okay, what about street lights? What do you hear about street lights? Or the illumination of the streets? What did you hear? Any idea can be important because she mentioned like 1, 2, 3, 4 ideas, but one idea, I mean, that's important. I heard this. Okay, so many houses get a reflection of lights coming from the street lights at night. And so the light alters the sleeping cycle of people, and that affects or will affect in the future the health of those people. But it's not only the street lights. Probably you heard about computer monitors or other kind of lights we use in the house. All right, what about new light bulbs? What do you hear about new light bulbs? Any information? No? I think they said that, or she said that new light bulbs will be less bright. Okay. So like right where I am, the lights are too white, so too bright, in other words, and this illumination is not good for humans. We need to have like darker lights. Okay. Like in nightclubs, because darker lights, or like in the movies with Batman. So you see the dark city, Gothica city, it's usually dark. That kind of illumination, it's good for humans. Okay. So I think that's what they say. Now we're just gonna listen, and we just try to segment by pausing the listening and see if we can capture these ideas or some other ideas. Here we go, last time.
In most situations, light bulbs help us see. But when it comes to looking at the night sky, they also create a kind of pollution. Light bulbs are thieves, and they...
Okay, light bulbs are thieves. Thieves, this is a key word. A thief is a person that robs objects from other people. Like Carlos Salinas de Gortari, he was a thief. Okay, robbed a lot of money from Mexicans. Well, many politicians do. Anyway, so light bulbs are thieves. Thieves is the plural for the thief, the one person. And in Coaxacualcos, there are many thieves, right? That would go break into our houses and take a computer, take something from the houses. So let's continue.
Have stolen the night. They also create a kind of pollution. Light bulbs are thieves, and they have stolen the night. Light looks beautiful as it dances across the sky, but too much light blocks our view of the stars in the sky. Outside of the city, we can see about 2,500 stars in the night.
Wow, outside the cities, that means in the open space, like the countryside, we can see about 200,000 stars. That's like 200,000 estrellas.
Sky without using any special equipment. But because of light pollution in the city, we actually see just 200 to 300 from today's suburbs.
Only 200 or 300 stars we can see in the sky.
And fewer than a dozen from a large city.
or maybe fewer than dozen stars in the sky from big cities like Mexico City, New York City, you know, those Puebla City maybe?
Light pollution affects more than our view of the sky. Research shows that lots of nighttime light can hurt wildlife. Birds that fly over cities at night sometimes have accidents because
Yeah, you see birds that fly over cities, sometimes they have accidents.
they get confused by all of the bright lights.
They get confused.
Sea turtles sometimes can't make their nests
Sea turtles, like the Ninja Turtles, they can make their houses, their nests, to deposit the eggs in there.
because the beaches are too brightly lit.
Because the beaches are too brightly illuminated. Lit is another word for illuminated.
Too much light at night may be bad for human health too.
Yeah, too much light at night may be bad for humans.
We live in cities that never sleep.
Cities like never sleep, like New York,
Bright street lights shine in our windows.
you know, the bright city light shines or it gets reflected on the windows of the houses.
We stay up late looking at bright computer screen.
We stay up late, we desvelarnos, looking at computer screens.
All of this light at night can make it difficult for us to fall asleep and
You see, now it's difficult to fall asleep, to get to sleep.
stay asleep. Poor sleep patterns may lead to health problems later on.
All right, so because of these, the patterns of sleep are altered and this can result in damage for humans later.
Cities are working on reducing their light pollution by turning off any unnecessary lights.
Okay, so some cities are passing these laws that if light is not necessary, they maybe turn off the lights.
Fewer lights means less light pollution. They're trying to use new light bulbs that aren't as bright.
Okay, they're trying to use new light bulbs that are not as bright.
Street lights are pointed at the ground.
Oh, that's good. Street lights pointed at the streets, not upwards.
So that the light goes down where it is needed rather than up into the sky. Some cities have even passed laws that limit the amount of light you can shine at night.
Oh, there are some laws. Some cities have laws because you cannot shine more light than is necessary. Okay, interesting. All right, any comments? What do you think of this important lecture? Do you read, do you check your emails at night before you go to bed? Do you use your tablet? Do you use your computer? Is your bedroom completely dark or is it illuminated by the street lights? What would you say? Where you sleep, is it dark completely or do you see light at night? Come on, anyone can tell. Yes.
I need the room stay dark.
Dark. Okay. And is your room totally dark?
Yes, teacher.
And do you sleep well when it's too dark?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a light, for example, of my neighbor or the streets. I wake up in
In the middle of the night.
yes, teacher.
Yeah. I think that really affects if you see just one little piece of light there. So what about Anna and Efrain? Is your bedroom dark, the place where you sleep, or is there any light that illuminates a room at night?
Completely dark.
Very dark,
For me, it's better.
much better. And do you use your cell phone at night?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Okay, good. Thank you very much. So what about Efrain? Is your bedroom dark, Efrain?
Yes, teacher, me too.
Yeah, you
But
could. Uh-huh.
before I sleep with the light on.
Yeah. Why? Were
I
you
don't know,
afraid?
teacher.
You don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So having a dark bedroom is the best option. It's the best option. So you can rest, your brain can actually rest, disconnect from the outside world, and also block the noise if it is possible. Noise from cars or noise from neighbors or noise, try to block the noise. So if we can get enough sleep, that also helps, have a healthy brain. It's good for the brain. If the brain is good, the body can be good as well. All right. So, but there's some problems because some air conditioners or some electric fans, they have like a little light that stays on. What I do, I put some masking tape to cover that little light so I can sleep at night. Yeah, but my bedroom definitely is dark too at night. All right. So I think we're going to stop it here. Thank you for coming in today and listening to this important information. We know many of these pieces of information, but it's just a good idea to listen to something more in English. Yeah.
Thank you, teacher. Good
Okay.
night.
Good night. So have a good night, everyone there. Good night. Thank you.
Teacher,
Bye-bye. Thank you.
see you.
And get better soon, Efrain. See you. See you tomorrow. Bye.